Hey, what is up, everybody? Hope you had a great weekend. This is the Daily Drive, and my name is Mike Breaux, and we spend about 6 or 7 minutes here every day just trying to get to know God better. I read a quote from an actress who will remain nameless that I think kind of sums up our current culture and my own personal pursuit years and years ago. She says this: "The most pleasurable journey you take is through yourself. The only sustaining love is with yourself. When you look back on your life and try to figure out where you've been and where you're going, when you look at your work, your love affairs, your marriages, your children, your pain, your happiness, when you examine all that closely, what you really find out is the only person you really go to bed with is yourself. The only thing you have working to the consummation of your own identity. That's what I've been trying to do all my life." Now, at the risk of sounding terribly narrow and simplistic, I want to tell you that I have come to believe just the opposite. I'm convinced now more than ever that life's major pursuit is not knowing oneself. It's knowing God. As a matter of fact, unless God is the major pursuit of our lives, all other pursuits are dead-end streets, including knowing ourselves. You can really never begin the process of knowing yourself until you start the process of knowing God. I believe with all my being, if you could really get to know His heart and His priorities and His character and His values, as you look through the eyes of God at yourself, you see yourself as He sees you, and it will revolutionize your life. So we do this podcast Monday through Friday so you will get to know God, the real God, the God of the universe, the God who made you and longs to do life with you. Pursuing God is the only way to truly, quote unquote, find yourself. I thought that we would spend some time in the book of Psalms for a while. You can find Psalms in the middle of the Bible, and it is a collection of song lyrics written by David and lots of other artists as well. They're super honest, they're vulnerable, they're poetic, they're raw, and they are life-giving. Now, I'm a music lover. You might be too. It's just one of the pathways that connects me to God. I love worship music, but I also find that just about all music causes me to worship and think about God. Now, this is certainly not the case with all music and all lyrics, but I really can just about find God in any song. I mean, even the ones that aren't specifically about God can still make me think and ponder and gain a better perspective. They evoke emotions like joy and sadness and wonder and gratitude. Music can cause your soul to soar. It can cause your eyes to fill up with tears, put a lump in your throat, make you want to dance, laugh, hold somebody, make wrongs right, and long for heaven. Y'all ever get a song stuck in your head? Happens to me all the time. I was preparing for a funeral service yesterday, and all day long I was singing a song by a country artist named Cody Johnson called "Till You Can't." The song is about the brevity of life and taking the chance to love other people while you got the chance. And I sang it all day long. And it would just spur me on to be better at all of that. So this week, what I'd like to do is get some song lyrics stuck in our heads. And I just want to start today with this simple one from Psalm 34, verse 8. This is what it says: "Taste and see that the Lord is good. Oh, the joys of those who take refuge in Him." If they told me I had only one sermon left to preach, this verse would be near the top of my choices. For those of you who still might be hesitant about stepping over the line and experiencing God for yourself, for those of you who are searching for satisfaction and continually coming up empty, let me just make the same encouragement and challenge that somebody gave to me years ago. Taste and see. Just taste and see. Because when you do, you will discover that the Lord is good and that He satisfies in the deepest places. You know, growing up, my family, we never had pizza, like ever. So I told people all the time, I don't like it. Until a friend's family one night took me to this little dive of a place, I'll never forget it, called Pasquale's Pizza. And I had my very first plain cheese pizza. And guess what? I liked it. Like, I really liked it. However, I wouldn't get anything else on my pizza for a few years because I didn't like anything but plain cheese. Then they convinced me to try pepperoni. And you know what? I liked it. So I went to college liking only pepperoni on my pizza until my roommate convinced me to try pepperoni and sausage. And for 3 years in the dorm, all my part-time job earnings went to buying pepperoni and sausage pizzas. Then about a decade ago, somebody ordered one with the works. And I said, no, you know what? I only like pepperoni and sausage. They said, come on, try it. I did. And now I'm a supreme kind of guy. Load me up. Now, ain't no way I'm ever getting anchovies because I have tasted and seen. They are not good. But the scripture says, taste and see that the Lord is good. Give him a shot. Let him prove himself to you, for he is good. I heard about a brown bag, bring your own lunch kind of forum at a university years ago, in which a well-respected intellectual talked about the virtues of atheism. And he spent most of his time talking about how the resurrection of Jesus was an absolute myth. And he quoted a bunch of scholars, and he cited different Greek and Hebrew words, and he told the crowd that Christianity was based on groundless, emotional nonsense. And then they opened up the forum for questions during lunch. An old man stood up in the back, and he said, "Sir, I have a question for you." And he reached into his sack lunch and pulled out an apple. And he started in. "Now, much respect to you, sir, for your intellect and your academic prowess." Then he took a big bite of his apple. He said, "I haven't read all the books you've read." And he takes another bite of his apple. "I don't know all those scholars you quoted." Then he takes another bite. "I can't recite scriptures in ancient Greek." Then he takes a couple more bites. But here's my question. Is this apple I'm eating bitter or sweet? The speaker smiled back and said, "Well, sir, I cannot possibly answer your question. I haven't tasted your apple." The old man smiled back and replied, "You ain't tasted my Jesus either." Taste and see that the Lord is good. He is. Experience him for yourself today. Get to know him today. He will satisfy you at your deepest level today. And I hope you have a great day. I'll see you back here tomorrow.